Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Allegheny. Today is Monday, September 14th, and it is an A-Day. I'm your host, Mitch Septoff, and I hope everyone has been really enjoying this first week of virtual learning. This morning after the pledge, we heard the fight song, "'Tis Allegheny," as performed by the Allegheny High School Show Choir, so good job, guys. A couple of announcements before we get to weather with Eric. If a student has not picked up their books for any class, they should do that either today or tomorrow afternoon, especially if you're in Miss Kellermeyer's classes. If any student has been experiencing a problem with Schoology or has figured out how to do something easier by troubleshooting a problem, we at AML would like to know. We plan on shooting a segment for helpful tips for students. So if you've discovered a new genius way to use the internet, please email Mr. White with any information. Now let's throw it over to Eric with weather.
Hi, my name is Eric Kirshner, and here's your 4-day weather forecast for Cumberland, Maryland. Today, we're expected to be mostly sunny during the day and mostly clear tonight. No chance of rain showers today nor tonight. There is a chance of some patchy fog during the morning today. Tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear tomorrow night. No chance of rain showers tomorrow during the day or tomorrow during the night. And then on Wednesday, we are expected to be mostly sunny, mainly during the day. However, clouds are expected to increase, becoming mostly cloudy Wednesday night. No chance of rain showers, just the increasing clouds. And then when we move to Thursday, we're expected to be mostly cloudy during the day and mostly cloudy Thursday night, and there is a chance of rain showers Thursday and Thursday night. So besides the chance of rain showers on Thursday, not really expecting any significant weather over the 4-day weather period. So that's our guide, everyone. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Eric. Now let's throw it over to David with sports.
Good morning, Allegheny. If you're new to our school, you would have seen me last week as the host of AML, but this is where I truly belong. I am the sports guy, so without further ado, let's get into some sports. In NBA news, Nikola Jokic led the Denver Nuggets with a 34-point double-double to a 111-98 comeback victory over the Los Angeles Clippers, forcing a Game 7. The winner of this series, or the winner of Game 7, will obviously win the series and then go on to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and the winner of that series will go on to play in the NBA Finals. Moving on to some NFL news, the NFL's finally back. If you know me, I'm a big NFL fan, big Bears fan. Speaking of the Bears, oh my goodness, what a game. It started out really bad. Props to the Detroit Lions. They played phenomenally up until the end. But my favorite football player, our quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, a lot of people, are already kind of done with him. They want to bring in the backup, Nick Foles. But he led a 21-point fourth quarter comeback to win the game, 27-24. But like I said, props to the Detroit Lions. They played a really good game. I honestly thought it was kind of over in the third quarter when they were up 23-6. Also with the Lions, a big surprise came in Adrian Peterson, who signed with the team earlier this week after being cut by the Washington football team. Adrian Peterson obviously is one of the greatest running backs of all time, but with age and having a couple on and off years, we all kind of figured he was done. And then he came out and had over 100 total yards against the Bears, who have a top 10 defense. So props to him, man. It's really cool to see that. Speaking of something really cool, moving on to the Eagles versus Washington football team game. At halftime, Coach Ron Rivera of the football team, if you do not know, is currently battling cancer, but he was actually coaching the game. So at halftime, he was getting an IV, to replenish himself. And at that point, he obviously couldn't give any sort of halftime speech when the football team was losing. So Sophomore quarterback Dwayne Haskins took it upon himself to actually deliver a speech, and after that speech, the football team would go on to score 20 unanswered points and actually beat their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. Granted, the Philadelphia Eagles were kind of beat up this week, but still a heck of a game. On to a less of a fun game. The Browns played the Ravens, and it just wasn't close. Lamar did his thing. You know, he was the MVP last year for a reason. That's really all I have to say about that. Moving on, Las Vegas Raiders against the Panthers. The Raiders win their first game in Vegas, and, you know, the Panthers didn't look too hot. They did at times, they didn't at times, but they got Christian McCaffrey, so you can never really count them out. Moving on, we have the Patriots and the Dolphins, and I just got to say, whoever decided that we were going to let Bill Belichick get Cam Newton, what? In his first game with the Patriots, he set a record for the most rushing yards by a Patriots quarterback in a single game with 75. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns on top of that, which is obviously something the Patriots haven't had in the past 20 years with Tom Brady, who we'll get to later. With the Dolphins, Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of looked so I'm already ready for Tua. It's Tua time. I'm so ready to watch Tua Tagovailoa. It's not funny. I'm so excited. It's Tua time. Moving on to the Packers and Vikings. I mean, it was just kind of vintage Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers doing what Rodgers does. It was a close game. It was a fun game. But in the end, you can't beat Aaron Rodgers when he's on. Russell Wilson absolutely lit up the Falcons secondary in a win against Atlanta. Moving on, we have the Jaguars and the Colts. Gardner Minshew just came out of nowhere and decided to play like an absolute animal and beat a Colts team that a lot of people think is going to be pretty good this year. So props to them. The Jets versus the Bills. The Jets still suck. Moving on, we have the Bengals and the Chargers. Joe Burrow, rookie quarterback for the Bengals, a player that I really like and I want to see succeed. He played really well, and he actually put his team in a position to tie the game with a field goal, but the Bengals kicker missed it, and they ended up losing. Moving on to some older quarterbacks, we had the Saints versus the Bucks. Now, Drew Brees got the best of Tom Brady in their first matchup as division rivals, and a lot of people are already trying to say that Tom Brady looks washed, he looks like he's done, he looks like he's hit his wall. And honestly, the way I look at it, it's one game. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football, and I refuse to count him out just yet. Moving on to another divisional matchup, we had the Cardinals and the 49ers. Now, the 49ers obviously were in the Super Bowl last year, and the Cardinals just came out of nowhere, I feel like. Not quite out of nowhere. Their defense really stepped up this year. Their offense looks just as good. Kyler Murray looks fantastic. You know, I wouldn't say it's too much of a stretch to say that's the best division in football, the NFC West. You have the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Rams, who will play are playing right now as I'm recording this. So I'm going to say the Rams beat the Cowboys tonight, and then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, or tonight when you're watching this, we'll have the Steelers and the Giants and the Titans and the Broncos. And personally, I'm going to take the Steelers over the Giants. I just feel like they're a much better constructed football team. Even with Ben Roethlisberger being old and coming off an injury, I think he'll be far superior, or the Steelers will be far superior to the Giants. And with the Titans and the Broncos, both teams that are showing a lot of promise. But, I mean, we all saw what the Titans did in the playoffs last year. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill. It's a scary team. And that defense, man, no joke. But that's all I got for today. Stay safe. Continue to do whatever it is you're doing to stay safe in these weird times that we're slowly inching out of. Back to Mitch.
All right. Thank you, David. That's all we have for today, so we'll see you on Thursday for the next AML.